Welcome to episode 3. Mike, you recording?
Yes, I'm recording. Are you recording, Justin?
I'm recording.
All right. Sometimes you do the intro before you actually press the button, but it's just to get a little warm up. You know what I mean?
And then you just got to run it back, you know? It's just practice. Practice makes perfect.
This is the UKNO podcast. Let's go.
We're here for episode 3, and we are both recording, finally.
That's really the more you know. You know what I mean? The more you know, the more you can take and give to the people. You were talking about a slogan before we had to restart and do it one more time.
Yeah, I thought of a slogan the other day, and we're still trying to put the word puzzle together so that it sounds nice and official and professional and like content-y. Yeah. But the basis of it is the UKNO podcast, an informational podcast coming from the voices of uninformed individuals.
Boom. It is wordy. It's a lot. You know what I mean?
It's a lot. But I stumbled over it the first time, and luckily we weren't recording, and I had that practice run. You know, we hit it better this time.
Still the universe knew, yeah. But I don't know. Just a quick thought off the top of the head. Maybe it's like information from the uninformed, or like something a little quicker. But you know, so something around there.
I like information from the uninformed. That's got a ring to it.
You know? All right. Well, I guess let's start into some information. But at the same time, you brought up this first story, and I'm freaked the fuck out. So I'm gonna need you to elaborate further on what's going on here.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I was on Twitter this morning, actually, so Wednesday, and I saw this trending above all of the Ukraine shit, and I was like, oh, this is the first thing I think I've seen on Twitter trending above Ukraine, like, in 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, rightfully so, but
since
I saw
we predicted the invasion, yeah.
Exactly. We saw the future. We may be uninformed, but we can't tell the future. I saw the picture, which I don't know if we can put the picture in post on the YouTube video, but this just wild-looking spider. It looks like a giant, like, colorful beetle, but with, like, just ridiculously long, creepy-ass legs.
Yeah. I'm seeing it. I'm definitely, I'm getting it up there in post, too. That's wild.
Think like a daddy long legs that's maybe 5 times the size and like neon yellow.
And it says the size of a child's hand. Like, so this is a big spider.
The word that scares me the most about this is, like, in this article, right?
Yeah.
Is the word colonize. The first sentence of this fucking article is an invasive species of spiders the size of a child's hand is expected to colonize the entire East Coast this spring by parachuting down from the sky. That is some horror movie shit.
This is the perfect time for the brand new sound effect that we brought.
Oh, come on, man.
I hate it here.
Oh, this is terrible. This is so
I'm not a fan. This is worse than murder hornets.
Yeah, did murder hornets just like killed other bugs and stuff, right?
I think so, and I think that was like the actual recorded incidents of murder hornets. I want to say was isolated to like Washington or something like that.
That's not so bad.
So
this one here first is saying that they are not like they are harmless to humans. They can't even puncture the human skin. So that's at least a plus. Having these raining down would be fucking terrible. I kind of can't figure out why they're going to be raining down though. They're going to travel. How do they fly? I don't think they fly.
I don't know. That's what I'm confused about is how are these spiders going to parachute down from the sky? And it's definitely like a headline-y grabbing article with not a lot of substance to it, which they knew what they were doing.
They grabbed
did a very good job. I mean, it sounds like they're not deadly. They can't bite you like the daddy long legs spiders. So, I mean, that's good. But regardless of if they can bite you or not, they're terrifying.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
I hate it here.
It's fucking scary to have any bugs running down. I mean, I dislike cicada season in like, you know, places where that happens. And people say it's every like however many years, but it seems like it's every fucking year. There's cicadas all over the place, nasty like cicada carcasses. and I imagine the East Coast is going to be experiencing the same with this spider. The giant Joro is what it's called.
Yeah, did you see at the bottom? This is creepy. They're named for Jorogumo, a creature of Japanese folklore that can shapeshift into a woman or spider before killing its prey.
Terrible.
Oh, come on, man.
Like, what the fuck? It's so terrible.
I like.
Wow.
I don't
just
like
glad
it.
it can't hurt people. I think that would be the worst, the absolute worst, like evolutionary way these spiders could go is being able to puncture human skin, and they rain down from the sky and just cause the apocalypse on your boy.
I have a rule of thumb when it comes to like bugs.
Why do I know
and
this is like bullshit?
And like animals and just like wildlife in general, right?
Yeah.
If it has less than 2 legs or more than 4 legs, I don't fuck with it. Spiders? Nope. Centipedes? Hell no. Snakes? Nope. One-legged bird? I'm skeptical. You've been through some shit.
That was going to be
I
one of
don't
my
trust
questions.
you.
All right.
Like, you know?
All right.
It's my rule of thumb, and these crazy, giant, neon yellow spiders that are going to be parachuting down from the sky are a exact reason why.
Yep. That's a little too many legs for me in the air tonight is all I can say. That sounds terrible, but at the same time, there are a lot of people out there that do like spiders and stuff like that. So I don't know, maybe some people are having a good time with this. It's like feet people, you know what I mean? Some people just have a good time with weird things, you know? Spider
Yeah,
boys.
and those kids never had friends in grade school.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody going over to your house if you got a tarantula in a cage next to your bed. Come on now.
That's kind of real. I mean, so you're dating a girl, right? And then you find out that she has giant, or the giant Joro. She has a cage full of Joros. Is that a deal breaker, or is that okay still?
1,000% deal breaker.
Damn, you wouldn't date a giant Joro lover?
No.
Ah, God, you're shallow.
I wouldn't like. I value my ability to sleep in my significant other's house too much.
I hear that. No, I hear that. You think the spider would get out? Like, that would be fucking terrible.
100%. Like, no. Bro, when I was a freshman year, shout out to Seamus, his roommate had like I think it was like a ball python. Not a crazy, like, huge snake, not deadly, not venomous, nothing crazy like that.
Yeah.
But this snake got out of its, like, cage or whatever on its own.
Oh, God.
And coiled itself up in his vacuum and, like, was hiding in there. They sent an email out to the entire dorm letting them know that there was a snake on the loose because, you just fucking have to. So that's what I'm saying. If a snake, like a baby ball python, can wiggle its way out of that little cage and like pop into a vacuum, I don't even want to know what a spider can do.
I would say I would feel much better. Like if I see a big ass spider, I would feel so much better just stomping it right out than I would like a snake. If I see a snake, I'm leaving the room. I'm never coming back. If it's an unexpected snake, that sounds terrible.
100%.
I'm glad it didn't make it out of his dorm.
I'm with you, but if it's the size of a child's hand, I'm going to have a much more difficult time stomping on that thing. Like, that's one where I may just, like, I see it on the floor. I go grab, like, a big salad bowl or, like, a big thing of Tupperware, and I just put it on the ground, and then I put, like, something heavy on top of it, and I just wait 3 days for that motherfucker to die. I don't want to stop that.
It's on the ceiling, and you have to put the bowl on the ceiling, and then you just got to wait there. You take all your meals in that spot for 3 days.
I've seen way too many videos of like people in Australia going to get those giant spiders and then they jump off the wall or off the ceiling or something crazy like that. No, I'm out.
Oh, come on, man.
I hate it here.
All right, I got to move on from the spiders. I know we've already chased away half the people just because they don't fuck with spiders. All right, you got to tell me what's going on in the NFL, low key. We got to get to some sports talk. You know what podcast it is. We got to touch some sports. What's happening?
Yeah, so it's yesterday, Darren Holiday kind of ruined my day.
Oh.
A friend of the program and a coworker who knows I'm a Bears fan walks up to me and just No introduction, nothing. Just goes, do you see the news about Aaron Rodgers? I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, he just signed a 4-year deal with the Packers. He's the highest paid player in the NFL. I said, no, he didn't. You're fucking with me. I open up the article. I see the news. I see it's legitimate. And I looked at him and I said, Darren, please go back to your desk. You've just ruined my day.
Oh, come on, man.
Dude, that's so real. I didn't know that. That sucks.
You're just finding that out now?
Yeah, this is my first time hearing about it. I thought it was supposed to be the Aaron Rodgers last dance.
No, that's what they were saying. But in the worst part about the Aaron Rodgers one, we'll hop into some of the other QB news over the past few days and Calvin Ridley here in a sec. But the worst part of this for a Bears fan, right, for you and me, and the other Chicagoans listening to the podcast.
There we go.
With the new salary cap in the NFL going up this year, it leaves the Packers enough room with their current salary to franchise tag Devontae Adams. So not only do they get to re-sign Aaron Rodgers for 4 years, but they're going to franchise tag Devontae Adams. So Batman and Robin are sticking around for at least another year, probably longer than that. And they're just going to continue to be the boogeyman in my football dreams.
I hate it here.
Still ain't going to win a Super Bowl, though, so.
That's true. I did see some funny memes of Rex Grossman next to Aaron Rodgers, and the caption was just two quarterbacks in the NFL that have won one NFC championship.
Exactly. I fucking love that. Like, those are my favorite. That he can't even get past the NFC championship at any point. Who is it? Pat Mahomes already has more than him, like 3 years into his career or whatever. Like, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers. So, what was it the Charles Barkley said? He was like, Aaron Rodgers is like the pretty girl that you got to tell is pretty like every day. It's like, damn. He just be asking for it constantly. He sucks.
Charles Barkley he's making points. But so that's the one that really hits home and puts a damper on my mood, or at least it did yesterday.
I'm feeling it right now, yeah.
yeah, for sure. Later in the day yesterday, news broke Russell Wilson being traded to the Broncos.
I did see that.
For a haul.
Cash.
Interesting move. Lots of picks going to Seattle. They get, I think, Drew Lock, Noah Fant, 2 first rounds, 2 second rounds.
Damn.
And I want to say some defensive player.
They gave him.
And there might be some other stuff in the package coming from Seattle. But yeah, they got a haul, and it's a wild move because I don't think that puts Denver in a position where they're making the playoffs.
Okay. Damn, really?
Because they're in arguably the toughest division in football, or at least one of the toughest divisions in football. You've got Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert, who's come on as a star. They've got a great defense. They've got a fantastic offense, and they've got a really good core of skill position players around Herbert so that he has people to throw the ball to. They've got Austin Eckler. They've got some good young running backs too.
Okay.
Chargers are still good. The Raiders are good. I mean, they made the playoffs last year. Derek Carr's always been slightly above average, never great, and he kind of shined through last year. And they just picked up Josh McDaniels, and they stole the GM from New England too. So they've got new coaching staff. McDaniels is supposed to be the new whiz kid coming out from Belichick's coaching tree. So you put all that together, and it's kind of an interesting move. I mean, I get it. You're in the NFL. You want to compete. You want to make the playoffs. You want to win a Super Bowl and compete for a Super Bowl. But they don't have a supporting cast around Russell Westbrook. Or not Westbrook.
Wilson? Yeah,
Russell Wilson.
Yeah. I feel that, though. I feel that.
Like, make a push and be competitive in that division. I don't see them winning the division. I see them maybe sneaking in with a wild card spot.
I mean, sometimes you got to go through those rebuilding years. You know what I mean? Get the new quarterback, see what happens, and then build around him and what he needs. You know what I mean? Because they don't know Russell Wilson just yet. At the same time, have I ever given a fuck about the Broncos? Nah.
No.
Or Russell Wilson? Nah. Both people are like team and person that football-wise I've never never cared about. Like, not once.
Yeah, the only time I really cared about Russell Wilson was when he was flirting with coming to the Bears last year. Like, there were all those trade rumors going around. I would have loved to have him because I think he's a great quarterback.
Yeah, I agree.
He throws a great deep ball, a very tight spiral, as some would say.
Okay. All right.
But I mean, he's going from having Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf as his 1 and 2 wide receivers to Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton. I mean, that's a downgrade.
Doesn't sound great over there, yeah.
I mean, their line I don't really know a lot about because nobody has given a shit about Denver football for the past, 3-4 years?
Exactly. That's how I
So
feel.
that'll be interesting to see. Carson Wentz was traded to the Washington Commanders today.
God.
So Carson Wentz is just going around the merry-go-round and finding all the teams that don't want him to be a part of their team.
Gotta love the Commanders.
Oh,
yeah,
come on,
yeah,
man.
It's that's an interesting one because I thought Carson Wentz had a pretty good season in Indy.
Yeah.
They have a really good defense. They've got Jonathan Taylor. You don't really need to go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to see like which direction they go. If they bring somebody in, if they draft somebody. The draft this year, quarterbacks aren't really what they were last year. So that'll be interesting. That one's kind of a puzzling move for me, personally. So we'll see how that one plays out. And then lastly, did you hear the news about Calvin Ridley?
No, hit me.
Calvin Ridley, who sat out the better part of last season for quote-unquote mental health issues, has been suspended by the NFL for the entirety of the 2022 season for gambling on and betting on NFL games during the season.
I did hear about that. I actually did.
He got Pete
That
Rose.
sucks. That sucks. You know what I mean? You hate to see someone get taken out of the sport for a reason like that, but it's one of those things where it's like there are clear rules that you're not supposed to violate. Even though I saw a tweet that said I feel like athletes should be able to bet the over on themselves all the time, but especially if he's not playing, it's like, come on, man. You can't just be sitting on the sidelines betting on either team. Like, what are you doing? That's like insider trading. Like,
It's
can't do
a
it.
slippery slope that I don't think you're ever going to be able to get down.
Yeah,
it's
I
just
agree with that.
like if you want to bet on basketball or baseball, go for it. But you
bet
can't
on
bet
anything
on the
else.
NFL. Like, go bet on dog racing up in Wisconsin. I don't give a shit. But you can't bet on a game that where it gets
Dog racing, no dog fighting. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, he does play for the Atlanta Falcons, so we do need to specify that. So it's just like it's a slippery slope. The NFL is never going to go down that road. They're just
Even
not.
though everyone else is, bro. People are loving the betting recently. Illinois finally opened it back up, so now you don't have to. You originally had to go all the way down to Southern Illinois and register in person to sign up for like DraftKings. Yeah, it's dumb. DraftKings, FanDuel, all those things. But now they've reopened it to where you can just sign up on your phone, which makes way more sense. But it's like, okay, these betting companies are really in the pockets of everybody. You know what I mean?
Including
and the
NFL
people
is
that are
making
in the sports.
so much money off of it too.
Oh yeah,
Like the licensing deals with DraftKings and FanDuel and all these sports books that are popping up now. Plus, on top of that, all the daily fantasy stuff.
Yeah.
It's just where it's like a gray area is that he wasn't playing in the games, right? He was taking a leave of absence. Technically, he wasn't with the team. I don't even know if he was actually at any of the games because he was on a quote-unquote leave of absence for mental health, medical reasons. So that's his argument. I did think it was really funny because you've got all these pundits and media people on ESPN and NFL Network talking about how Calvin Ridley has a gambling problem, gambling problem, this and that.
Not as bad as Evander Kane and shit.
Yeah, no, Evander Kane has a gambling problem. Pete
Millions
Rose
has
a gambling problem.
Michael Jordan has a gambling problem.
Yeah, 1,000%. But Calvin Ridley sent out a tweet maybe Monday when all this news broke, saying, I threw down a $1,500 bet 3 times. I don't have a fucking gambling problem. Just throwing it out there. I think it was like 3 different bets for like parlays to hit or something. And in total, he said he put down like $1,500, and that $1,500 is going to cost him like what, 15 mil?
Yeah, easily something like that. What do we know if he won?
I don't think he did.
Damn.
Oh, come on, man.
I wanted to I hope he won like 15 mil or something. He's like, I don't even care. My
I don't even care. I got all this off the bets.
What you gonna do? Fucking sanction me from getting my bet money now? Hell no. All right. Is that it for football? I feel like that's it. We've covered everything on football.
That's pretty much it. That's the big news.
All right. And I wanted to skip the Bulls update, honestly, this week.
I hate it here.
Because the Bulls aren't really doing
that.
much. I mean, at the end of the day, we do not have the full roster. We've taken a lot of L's recently, and it's actually not that cool. Any thoughts on the Bulls before we move on?
To give it a positive note, positive spin, Alex Caruso has been cleared for contact drills in practice. So the Caruso
do you know how much longer
is
that
coming
takes
back
usually?
to the UC. I don't know. I'm hoping. I mean, it's different with every injury, right? I think his was that wrist injury from Grayson Allen's dirty ass play.
Bro, they were booing him. I saw videos from them booing him anytime he touched the ball. Was it last week that they had the game?
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny. It was so funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I would hope pretty soon. I mean, if you're cleared for contact drills in practice, right?
Yeah.
You would think that means that you're cleared for playing a game. You just need to get your cardio up and like get back into game shape because you probably haven't been practicing really hard and playing. So hopefully, I would imagine in the next week or 2, he's probably back in the lineup. But we'll see.
Hell yeah, that's what I need to hear. Actually, that's good ass news. So what I did want to talk about basketball is your Final Four predictions, man. We're about a week out, a little less than a week out from the start of the tournament here, and I historically know nothing about college basketball whatsoever, really.
Okay.
But I'm down to pick my top 4 and just see what happens. Because if we put it down on wax now and either of us are right, maybe we win something. You know what I mean? I don't know if there's a competition for that. What you got? Do you care? I guess that's first. Do you care who wins Final Four?
I do care.
March Madness?
I love March Madness. It's probably one of my favorite top 5 sporting events for sure.
Let's go.
I love the buzzer beaters. I love your upsets. Everybody loves a good upset. We're pulling for Ukraine to pull that upset right now.
Let's go.
But I used to follow college basketball way closer, and I feel like now I'm kind of in a spot where after the Super Bowl ends, I'll start watching because there's no football on, and I don't have anything to do on Thursday nights or Monday nights or sometimes Friday nights or Sundays.
All right, Justin with the busy social life.
So I'll watch college basketball when I can. I've been watching a lot of Kentucky lately. They look really good. Shout out Kentucky. We got a Fenwick Fryer on Kentucky. I don't think he's playing because he's a freshman.
Who's that?
But
I mean,
I can't remember his name. Let's see.
It's like I wouldn't know him because he's 5 years younger than me and went to Fenwick. So like, why would I know this person?
Yeah, let me find Kentucky's roster real quick. But they're playing really well. No, I don't want Kentucky football. Get the fuck out of here.
KU or UK? It's
Here we
UK.
go.
What's KU?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's Kansas.
Kansas. We don't
Yeah,
talk about
whack.
them.
Okay.
Let's see.
University of Kentucky, Fenwick Fryer. Let me go ahead and give you my top 4 while we're waiting. Whole time, because Kentucky is in the Final Four in my opinion. You know what I mean? They look great. I've not seen too much of them. I've actually seen
Hopkins.
Bryce Hopkins.
Yep, averaging 2.2 points a game, 1.4 rebounds.
Garbage.
From Oak Park. He's
Well, that's
playing on average about 6 minutes a game. So
6 minutes, 2 points, 2.2 points or whatever it was.
not terrible.
All right.
I mean, he's a
It's not
freshman.
worse. Yeah, he's
and
a freshman.
Kentucky historically
Okay.
has really good recruiting classes.
Yeah.
And they've got they have actually a decent amount of upperclassmen that are on the team. I don't know if they're playing great minutes, but it is what it is.
Interesting. All right. So my top 4 real quick. So the final 4, in my opinion, we definitely have Kentucky. And what was his name again? Burden? What's his name?
Yeah.
The Friar?
Yeah.
What was
the
it?
Friar.
What was his name?
Bryce Hopkins.
Bryce Hopkins and them are going to the goddamn Final Four. I needed that to be known. I'm also thinking Arizona, who I actually think is going to go all the way. I have not watched a single Arizona basketball game this year, but I know that Arizona has a lot going on sports-wise and party-wise. So Arizona, winners of the championship. I'm thinking Auburn's going to be in there. They're ranked number 4 right now, but that's what's up. And then I always got to put Duke up there. They're only ranked 7, but I'm definitely putting Duke in there because they're in the mix. You never know. What you got?
So you had Arizona, Auburn, Kentucky, and Duke.
Bet.
Just a whole bunch of chalk.
Yup. Let's go. I believe it.
I mean, we got to see how the bracket shakes out, right? But I think top 4 teams. Auburn's in the mix for me for sure.
Bet.
I'm big on UCLA.
Really? Okay. I gotta love
yeah.
UCLA.
Mick Cronin used to coach for Cincinnati. He coached there for at least like 6 years, I think. This is his first year there, and they've got a solid squad. Probably top 5 hair team in the country, in my opinion.
Bet. Okay.
Yeah. I think Gonzaga is going to hit the Final Four again.
They're number 1. You know what I mean? They definitely were there last year. Who won last year?
Are.
It was who won the?
They lost to Baylor last year. Baylor won last year.
Baylor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nah, I'm not thinking Baylor's going there. I don't know why.
No.
Not
And
feeling it.
I think a sneaky. I mean, I love Kentucky. I think Kentucky can make a run. I think that
Let's go, my boy
Duke
Bryce
has the possibility to make a run.
Let's
I
go.
think Tennessee has a possibility to make a run.
Really?
But I'm going to go with an outside-of-the-box pick, and I'm going to go with Providence.
Really?
Out of the Big East.
Okay.
They've had a really good season. They've won a lot of close games, and I think that that's really going to come into play here in the tournament. You got to be able to win those close games. You got to be cool under pressure, and I think that Providence can do that. So Auburn, Providence, UCLA, and Gonzaga.
Bang, bussin'.
And
so Auburn's
that's our
the
Final Four without having a bracket. So we'll run it back once the brackets are out.
Yeah, 0% bracket at the moment, just like purely going off of feel. You know what I mean? But if either of our Final Fours are right from there, then I don't know. Everyone owes us like $50 or something. I think that's the way it works.
Sounds logical.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's written in the YouTube contract somewhere.
So we got to move on, and we're getting here to these Russian athletes, right? We're still on sports, but kind of mixing in a little sports and world politics here.
Mm-hmm.
So Russian athletes, exactly, being banned from pretty much all of their respective sports at this, because what was it? FIFA. I don't know if it started out with the leagues that did it, but I know, for example, Britain, the UK is not allowing any more Russian athletes to come in anymore. So, like, if you're on, a British soccer team and you're from Russia, you're not on that British soccer team anymore. If you're like Nikita Mazepin from the F1 grid, Haas, the American F1 team, you're no longer in that seat because you're Russian and your dad's a goddamn friend of Vladimir Putin. So you're out. No more. We just found out that Kevin Magnussen, for anyone that does follow F1, who I'm a big F1 fan myself, Kevin Magnussen is returning to F1 because of the Russian being ousted. I'm here for it. I'm curious.
He drove for Haas last year, right?
He sure did. Not last year. The year before.
Year before.
Yeah. I'm curious what you think on like Russian athletes being ousted, because I think we're not too far apart from each other, but it's interesting. What do you think?
I think all of that is it's interesting because those athletes, right, to a certain extent, have absolutely nothing to do with what's going on over there.
Exactly. That's what their argument is. Yeah.
The F1 driver. I mean, if your dad's an oligarch in Russia and you're getting hit with sanctions, I mean, you should probably be lumped into that group, right? one would think.
And I will say this with the Mazepin situation from F1, his dad, being the oligarch, was also like the biggest sponsor of the team. So when the Russians got frozen from sending out payments from the Russian bank accounts, he couldn't even pay for the F1 team anymore. So they're like, yeah, goodbye sponsor, goodbye kid. Like that one makes more sense than a lot of these other ones. But yeah, continue.
That one makes a lot of sense. But I think just to kind of, like if you're in the UK, for the Premier League, is it just like a broad spanning, like if you're a Russian citizen, get the fuck out?
It's not a Russian citizens get out thing. It's more of a you're not allowed to compete internationally, basically. Just because of visa issues and stuff like that. It's like Russians are being restricted from traveling. I don't think they're being kicked out of the UK or anything.
Okay. Yeah. That makes a little bit more sense because the broader sanction of trying to restrict travel to Russia and for Russians.
Yeah.
I understand that. Because if it was like, in the Premier League, for just an example, right, a broad example, if the Premier League just said, if you're a Russian citizen, I'm sorry, get out of here. You're sitting on the bench. You're riding the bench until this is over. I mean, that's kind of fucked up because unless you're doing a deep dive on those individuals and like seriously trying to find out, are they connected with, dirty money over in Russia? Are they sympathetic? I think a really good example to look at the two possibilities is look at the NHL, look at Alexander Ovechkin, and then look at Artemi Panarin. Two complete polar opposites where Panarin had to literally take a break from the NHL last year to figure out how to get his family out of Russia because he was receiving death threats to his family. And then you've got Ovi, who literally like campaigns for Putin and goes over there and is just royalty.
Come on, man.
But that's where I would draw the line. It's like if you're a sympathizer, right, to Vladimir Putin and to all of this, and you're like, rah, rah, comrade, then I have no room for that. But if you're somebody that is outspoken against this and you happen to be Russian, I mean, I don't think you should be punished for that.
That is a tough part when it gets to like witch trial type stuff, when it gets to like Red Scare, what is it, McCarthyism type stuff,
World War II stuff, like lumping everybody into one group because of their nationality is dangerous regardless of the situation.
I agree.
You're gonna get the bad apples, but you're also gonna like seriously fuck over a lot of people that just happen to be Russian and are just genuinely good people that think what's going on over in Ukraine is fucked up.
Yeah, that's so tough, man. Yeah, because that's one that I'm having trouble getting falling on a side with it. You know what I mean? Because I do think that obviously you need to sanction people so that the country and the government of that country feels the sanctions. You know what I mean? I know Putin's out here feeling like an idiot because everyone can't compete, and I know for a fact that it was leaked between China and Russia. There was collusion to not do the invasion before the Olympics and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because it's like we want to make sure that we can still compete. So Putin feels like an idiot, which is good, which is the point of it. But, people, I agree they're unjustly necessarily being taken out of the game sometimes. Not with the F1 shit.
Let's
go K-Mag. Yes,
like you're an oligarch, your money's coming from like Russian oil or whatever the fuck it's coming from, and you're Putin's right-hand man, or like you're friendly with him. No, get the fuck out of here. I got no time for that.
Tough situation. Yeah, it's a super tough situation. Like, yeah. And they ousted all of those Russian, what is it? This was weeks ago. They ousted the Russian embassy people because they were accused of like spying and stuff like that. So it's like you can't just take, Panarin and his whole family and get them U.S. citizenship on the fast track or anything like that. Like, you don't know what's going on with that, man. Also, related topic that we didn't put on the list but needs to be talked about: free Brittney Griner, dude. Like we talked about this before, but more and more information keeps coming out about the Brittney Griner situation. And
I think this
sucks.
This is just bringing us into like the whole, Ukraine, Russia conflict, and I know we got that on the list. The craziest part about this whole Brittney Griner thing is the fact that when the news broke, she had been detained and in custody for 3 weeks, which is just the question I have is, was she detained and the U.S. didn't know it? Or was she detained and U.S. intelligence was aware of this and they were trying to keep it quiet and like get her back to the States, a la like Lonzo Ball in China for stealing shit, or LiAngelo, or whichever one of them was over there?
Man.
Yeah, I remember that. That
Like,
so stupid.
was it one of those, or was it one of the Brittney Griner just disappeared and nobody could find her or hear from her for 3 weeks, and then Russia was like, making a hostage video saying, "Hey, we got your girl."
So from what I've seen, it does seem like it was the one where the U.S. they knew. You know what I mean? I don't know if they were trying to keep it quiet on purpose or something like that, but it seems like this was known at the time because she does have a legal team over there and stuff. So they at least contacted people right away, and it said that she is in contact with people in the United States and stuff like that still. I don't know how long that took.
That's good.
But yeah, so I think the situation's not as dire as it originally sounded. I don't think she's at least under like, intense torture or anything. But, when we get the first video of her, if she's blinking Morse code, then we'll freaking know,
No, I don't think she's like herself personally is in any real danger.
Yeah.
But to try and act like she's not going to be a political pawn in this whole conflict and situation, I mean, you're just like, you're oblivious to the situation that we're currently in and like the geopolitical climate.
That sucks. And we'd even talked about it before to where like she was there because of people make more money, or WNBA players make more money a lot of times playing in other leagues, like in Europe or in this case in Russia. So that's why she was there. And I guess all of the other WNBA players had already left Russia like weeks ago at least. So I don't know why she was there so long, but at least that part, like
the other thing though is it's all fucked up. But the other thing is like, you're smarter than that. You're in Russia, and we're basically in like Cold War, or we're in Cold War 2.0. We're still probably in the U.S. is in, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing trying to sneak some weed oil or a vape pen through security into like onto the plane and then get it to the U.S.? Are you like?
I can't imagine that she did that. I like that's so stupid. Like you have to think that like someone slipped it to her or some dumb shit like that, or she didn't think it had like weed in it, or I don't know. I'm sure the tell-all will come out eventually.
Yeah, it'll come out eventually, but that's just wild. And in that, for all that to be happening while all this Ukraine stuff is going on, it's like, if you don't think those two things are linked and this is coming out in the news because of this, then like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
Open your eyes. Shit.
Oh, come on, man.
Exactly. I have no clue what to say.
I hate it here.
Brittney Griner, free Brittney Griner until it fucking spelled backwards.
Free Brittney Griner, free the country of Ukraine. I think on to the Ukraine stuff in general, the one thing that I personally am trying to consciously do with this whole situation is to like take a day before I think something is real.
Yeah, no, I think that's good advice, honestly. Like, because what are you really gonna do besides spread misinformation? Like, take a day, sit on it, see what's happening.
There's so much disinformation coming out.
Yeah,
and
from Russia, even they're fucking spinning.
Russia legitimately has government entities that their job is to get on Twitter, on Facebook, and on our social media platforms and just like spew bullshit and stir up like issues, right?
Yep.
So like the fact that the Snake Island people that we talked about last week, it came out like maybe 5-6 days after all that stuff broke, that apparently they're alive and healthy and they're just POWs, but that's not actually verified because that information came from Russian people.
Yeah, that sounds suspect, but okay, that's what's up. I didn't know that they were alive, allegedly.
Allegedly. I don't think it's been confirmed.
I had an air horn for that. Let's go.
But the Russian media is saying that those people are alive, and apparently the Ukrainian Navy said something saying that we've been informed that our comrades are alive and well, which, I mean, you've been informed that, but until they come home, there's no proof, right?
Yeah, that's how I feel. I'm like, I don't know, man. But still, I mean, that's at least a little bit of a silver lining on that end. It seems like Putin's just really taking it just up the ass these days. Like, nobody likes him. His economy is crashing, absolutely crashing. His military is just ineffective, it seems
Their
like.
stock market's been closed for what, 3 weeks? 2 weeks?
Yeah, since February 25th. It's been closed. That's insane.
Yeah, just closed.
Imagine if the U.S. stock market just shut down. For
Imagine
2-3
the
weeks.
NASDAQ just being like, yep,
Whoa.
we're shutting it down.
Hey, guys, we have no confidence in this, so we're just going to shut it down.
On
That's
top
insane.
of, like,
Yeah.
on top of imprisoning thousands of your own people,
Gee.
cutting
Yeah.
off your country from the rest of the world, basically.
Say that.
It's
Ugh.
wild, man.
They were saying this isn't going to stop until the regime change. We're getting Putin out. We're getting Zelensky in.
Oh, come on, man.
I don't know how the fuck that's happening.
It's not. It's really not. I heard Zelensky had like a 30% approval rating before the war, and now his approval is through the roof. So, like, I guess some people are coming up.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I was reading about his approval rating and, like, him
Yeah.
as a politician, and it was like a roller coaster. Like, he was super high up, and then some shit started happening, and he was super down, and, like, now he's flipped a switch where he's a hero, which he deserves all the credit in the world to be facing all this adversity, to literally have a country like Russia just coming in and bombing the fuck out of you left and right,
Crazy.
and to stand tall is incredible, and very admirable, and he deserves all the recognition, right? I don't know. I think it's because I obviously what Russia and what Vladimir Putin is doing is just, it's downright wrong. Killing civilians,
To say the
bombing
least.
hospitals,
Yeah.
just coming over the borders of a completely free country like
Sovereign
that.
nation.
A sovereign nation, right? To use political terms, is unacceptable.
Agreed.
It's a breach of international law. But I was listening to some podcasts with a couple of people that are like former Marines, former Navy SEALs and stuff like that, talking about this conflict.
Yeah.
And they framed it in a way that was very interesting. They were talking about it as if, because framing it around the Ukraine trying to join NATO and trying to join the EU and how that's perceived by Russia. And they were comparing it to, well, what if China became buddy-buddy with Mexico, and 2 weeks from now, China is building up a military with Mexico through an alliance along our southern border. Like, the U.S. isn't just going to sit there and let that happen.
Oh, come on, man.
Dude,
I don't-
That's
it-
fucking crazy.
It doesn't at all make what is happening acceptable, and it's not an excuse for his actions.
But would we? Okay,
in-
so would we invade Mexico in that case? Do you think? Because I'm not sure we would.
I don't
honestly.
think we would right away, but at the same time, like, this NATO, Russia, Ukraine stuff has been happening for I think
Years.
at least 10 years, 15 years.
Yeah,
I
long
mean, I
time.
think they took control of Crimea in like 2008 or something like that. So it's been going on
Jesus.
for like a long ass time.
Don't I
But
feel
when
old?
you frame it like that, it puts it in perspective, or like understanding where the threat is from the Russian perspective. I don't think it's nearly as severe, and Ukraine is trying to join NATO because of Russians' like advances and aggressive actions, and all of this is spawned from Russia just being a dick.
Yeah, yeah. We're not gonna act like this isn't Putin's like
This
fault
isn't.
from
This
the beginning.
isn't.
He could have chilled out.
No,
Yeah.
this isn't an excuse at all. It's not a justification. It's just an interesting concept to think about of, if something like that was happening in Mexico, the U.S. wouldn't just stand there and let it happen. But at the same time,
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think
facts.
Mexico would do that with them or with China, because Mexico is not run by a dictatorship.
Yeah, but no, I see exactly where that comes in.
Okay.
That's an interest. It really makes you think, you know what I mean? But it is a completely different border. You know, I was watching this video on Russia today, just in general. It's really like if we had 23 states in the United States and they were all extremely different from each other, like they kind of are. And they were spread out over a landmass that was like 1.5 times the U.S. So it's like, it's a lot of the people in Russia have no clue what's going on because of Putin, because they're so far away from the conflict. Like Moscow, pretty close to Ukraine. Nowhere else in Russia is that close to Ukraine. Like Mexico is actually not that far from Chicago. You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. It's a distance thing. It's a size thing.
I hate it here.
Is how I feel.
It's just like this whole situation is it's fucked.
Damn.
And the unfortunate thing is like it doesn't look like it's ending, and it doesn't look like any of the legitimate military powers that could put a stop to what's going on are going to intervene, because the moment you do that, then the dominoes continue to fall. And the worry is, right, Putin launches a nuke, which, I mean, Zelensky was making a comment saying, I don't know if or his nuclear threats they're bluffs, because he like that's suicide, right? Which, I mean, that's a fair point.
That's just a bad.
It's
bad
mutually assured destruction of
everything. Everybody, yeah.
Which brings us to our final topic before the 3x3, right?
Good.
If Putin launches nukes, we launch nukes, and if that happens, we're all living in essentially I Am Legend type environment. I don't know if we're getting vampires and zombies and stuff. Maybe. We've never lived through like a nuclear war. So who knows? Maybe people turn into zombie/vampire type shit. But I wanted to talk specifically on the fact that they are planning a reboot of I Am Legend 2.
They're planning a reboot of I Am Legend.
Of I Am Legend. It's going to be like I Am Legend 2.
Bet. Okay.
With Michael B. Jordan, and Will Smith, from what I've read, is going to have a role in the movie. And they're all acting like we didn't see him die at the end of the fucking movie.
I agree. Well, I've actually touched on this with someone before, and they had said, well, what if he is like a zombie in this, and we have to fucking, like, he is the person that we have to get, like, we have to cure him, you know what I mean? Something like that. But he got blown up by a hand grenade, right? Like, that was how it happened, if I remember correct. Not to spoil the movie. If you haven't seen I Am Legend, go check it out.
I mean, it's
like Hulu or
15
something.
years old. We're not spoiling shit at this point.
Spoilers. Spoiler alert.
If you haven't seen I Am Legend, that's your own fucking fault. I do not feel bad for ruining that movie.
Fucking, he's dead the whole time. You know what I mean? Like Sixth Sense. Yeah, I think the reboots in general, especially as it comes to Will Smith movies, are not being done very well, or Will Smith projects. Because have you seen the new Fresh Prince thing?
I haven't watched it yet. I've seen some of like the chatter on it, some of the reviews, and some of the trailers.
It looks garbage. It looks like it doesn't hold the same type of place that the original Fresh Prince did. You know what I mean? Like, it's more dramatic. It's like if Zack Snyder from the Batman like directed Fresh Prince. Like, why?
Yeah, it looks like it's too serious.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't want
there
Euphoria.
There isn't like the fun,
Fresh
goofy,
Prince.
like Will Smith breakdancing aspect to the new version.
Exactly. And it's like with the I Am Legend 2 thing, I love I Am Legend. At the same time, what more needs to be told with that story? You know what I mean? Like, why does Will Smith need to be involved at all? Unless he literally just like leaving a voice message for someone in the future, and they paid Will Smith $11 million to leave a voice message for Michael B. Jordan. No way. Like, there's not a chance this can be good.
That's what I'm... There's just so many goddamn reboots nowadays, and it's been this way for like the past 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
And there's just like, there's certain movies, certain TV shows, and certain stuff like that where I Am Legend was a great movie.
Yeah,
that
agreed.
was a collectively renowned great movie. Media, public, did great at the box office.
Yeah.
Why do we feel the need to bring it back up and potentially ruin it?
I don't know. Yeah, I have no clue. And I mean, to be really honest, maybe it's just because that's the only thing that they know people will actually get out of their houses and watch, or like will actually buy on HBO or whatever it is. Because like, it's a big risk to make something new. You know what I mean? If you make something new and it flops, then you're out however many millions of dollars it takes to make the movie. But like, I always think of the way I felt when I came out of Inception the first time I saw that movie in theaters. I was like, yo, not only have I never heard of anything like this, I've never seen anything like this. Like, this is such a cool new experience to, like, there's not even a book about Inception or ever before the movie came out. So it's one of those things where you lose a lot of that because you're just rehashing old stories. You know what I mean? Where's the creativity, the new stuff? I hate when it's just a reboot of, you know, the Ghostbusters with just a bunch of women. It's like, just make a cooler thing. Like, that's just women fighting ghosts, but like, don't make it a Ghostbusters reboot. You know what I mean? Just make your own thing. And it's because they don't want to take risks on new properties. That's the only reason, I feel like.
I'm 100% with you. The worst part about all this, for me, ask me, will I go see that movie?
Are you going to go see the movie?
Yeah, probably.
I don't know why I half expected you to be like, nah, I'm not going to go see that dumb shit.
No, but that's the worst part is like they keep doing all these reboots and all this shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to go watch the movie.
Oh,
I don't know if I'm going to like it. But like, I'm going to go watch it.
Oh. All right. I mean, that's what's up. At a certain point, you need to see it. I haven't seen. Oh, I guess this is the question. Have you seen the new Batman movie yet?
I have not.
Neither have I. That's one that I want to go see, and I probably won't wait until it's like out, you know, on the internet somewhere. But I'm Legend, waiting. Absolute couch potato with that one. I'm waiting.
That's
until
not a
it's out
movie
somewhere.
theater movie for me right
Exactly. It's gonna be 3 hours worth of like CGI Will Smith and Ripley ass Michael B. Jordan.
now.
I don't need to go to the
for me
theater
to
for
like
that.
actually go to a theater and see a movie now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of want to see the Batman theater, but I'm getting off topic. It's time to get to what everybody came here for, at least one of the parts. Copper drop.
The 3x3.
Let's go. Bow, 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 bow,
We're gonna start this off with a very, very hot shoe. A very hot shoe that I'm actually not like super crazy about.
Word.
It's the Jordan 1 Rebellion Air. Coming out, I want to say the drop is supposed to be in a couple of days later this week. Some patent leather. I think some just regular the standard leather. Some graffiti on it. Colorway is for the most part gray, silver, black. A little bit of a lighter silver, lighter gray for the lettering.
A little bit of white there.
And the band red X's on the back. Where
I missed those.
this is coming from is because I watched a movie on it.
Yeah.
Or not a movie, an Instagram video on it.
Yeah.
This is all kind of stemming from when the Jordan 1s first came out. Michael Jordan like wasn't allowed to wear these during the game.
Yeah.
And so he was still wearing them in the games and getting fined for every single game that he was wearing them at.
Love it.
So that's why
Good
it's
marketing.
called the Rebellion Air. The red X's are on there because like in photos, I guess they would like they used it as marketing material to like red X out the shoes. This is going to be a super hot shoe. Resale is going to go through the roof.
I agree.
But me personally, it's a drop. I'm not going to wear them. If I'm buying them, it's to flip them or it's to put a pair in the closet and let them appreciate and then pay for my kids' college fund.
Why is it a drop? Because for me, it's a cop. I fuck with these. Why is it a drop for you? I need to know.
I'm not a huge fan of patent leather shoes. I have a pair of the patent leather bread ones, and I haven't worn them. I don't know that I'm going to wear them. That's probably a pair that I'm just going to keep in a display case because they look cool, but they're just not really comfortable when you put them on the feet.
Word. Okay.
And when you wear that patent leather, it wears and it creases
Yeah. Definitely respect to that. Yeah.
way quicker than just like if you get a pair of regular bred Jordan 1s.
Okay.
So I'm not a huge fan of patent leather shoes in general, and these are kind of, I don't know. The graffiti and stuff is cool, but in my opinion, for me personally, it's a little too much.
I can understand that. Yeah, I think these are cop for me, just because, and I cannot make any statements on the material because it looks cool to me. I can't feel them. I can't know how well they're actually gonna hold up and stuff like that. But the graffiti stuff looks kind of nice with the right fit. These are busting. You know what I mean? I'm definitely a heavy cop on these, and I was a cop before I saw the red X's on the back. But with those, I think the cop just got a little stronger. Yeah, it's cop for me. Let's go.
On to the next shoe on our copper drop list. Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny's been doing a bunch of collaborations with Adidas. Some of them have been pretty decent. I think he had a pair of, I can't remember the style with Adidas, but he had one that dropped last month that I actually was a fan of. These are the Adidas Response CL is the shoe, and the Bad Bunny collab. They're coming out in a yellow and a cream. We're looking at the yellow right now.
Facts.
And I'm getting a lot of like Pikachu vibes from these shoes.
Okay. Yeah, big Pikachu vibes coming off the shoes, especially with the little red on the bottom there. I do like the little kind of drip that they have going. You see the paint drip kind of vibe. I don't know. It kind of looks like it's fabric, but I'd hope not. That's kind of dripping over the sole there. But in general, I mean, it's busy. It's very Pikachu-y. It looks like a weird running shoe that maybe didn't need the mesh. The mesh makes it like really busy for me. The mesh and the 3 stripes. It's kind of a lot. For me personally, I think these are a drop. They feel kind of like some dad shoes. You know.
These are a drop for me as well. The cream colorway, because it's coming out in the yellow and the cream. The cream is even more dad shoey. The yellow in these makes them pop, makes it a little bit more.
Oh, there's
height.
the cream. I see the creams.
Yeah.
The creams are some dad shoes. That's ugly.
The box for these shoes is dope. I would, if you sold the box for $10, I would buy the box on its own. And
facts.
I don't need the shoes.
Just a little collector's item vibe thing. Bad Bunny apparel.
Yeah, man. But I definitely am with you. It looks like a hype streetwear dad sneaker.
Yeah.
It looks like, I don't know, it should have grass stains on the bottom of it.
I think that's the thing is a lot of people recently, fashion-wise, are rocking with this kind of tech wear thing. You know, a lot of straps, a lot of, like puffy vests and stuff like that, trying to go very futuristic, or faux futuristic at least. And these shoes are definitely fitting into that with me, where it's like this is an attempt at futurism that just kind of falls into the dad shoe category. Okay. It is what it is. So that's a double drop, right? I want to confirm that's a double drop.
That's a double drop. We're 2 for 2 on drops. Well,
damn it, Bad Bunny.
You're 1 for 1.
I'm 1 and 1. You're 0 for 2 with this double dropping. All right. What's the last one we talking?
We're not picking up any of these.
Fuck it.
So the month of March is for Nike Air Max month.
Okay.
I don't know who they cleared that with or how they got that on the calendar.
Put it in my Google Calendar right now.
But they are doing a collab with Concepts, and they're doing. I don't know if you're familiar with the what the colorways that Nike and Jordan does. It's like kind of their crazy colorways where if you look up the what the Paul Rodriguez dunks, there was a picture going viral on Twitter during the Olympics of that U.S. curler that had on the crazy SB dunks.
Yeah.
Those are the what the Paul dunks. It's super like flashy, different patterns on different portions of the shoe, and the shoes each on their own are different. Like it's not right shoe same as left shoe. And this is a little bit like that. This is the heavy colorway. Concepts is, I believe, dropping 2 different colorways. They're going to have one that's dropping on the sneakers app. And then this one, the heavy colorway, is dropping on Concepts website. Not on the sneakers app, at least according to what I'm looking at. These, for me, are definitely a cop, 1,000%. And I might grab the mellow colorway too, which is the other one. These ones though, I like better than the mellow colorway. It's a little bit more fun. The patterns are a little bit more loud, and I think ultimately it's a really cool shoe. You've got some denim, you've got some fur, got some camo. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I would also go with a cop on these. I think for me, it's just because they're very unique. You know what I mean? It's not Air Maxes are just a cool shoe in general. I know they're comfortable. I know I like the style, the way they look, and these are just like eye-catching. You know what I mean? I think it's a pretty simple cop, and it's obviously not something you can wear every day. You know what I mean? This is a special shoe for a special occasion.
Yeah, even just looking at the attention to detail on this shoe is through the roof. You've got corduroy on the inside of the shoe. Comes with multiple laces, which most Air Maxes are going to come with multiple laces nowadays. But they've got a pair of it's either velvet or suede, like tan laces. They've got some laces that are kind of ropey that are on the shoe. In the photo, the boxes are dope. The inner swoosh with the little flower logoing.
The flower swoosh is nice. Yeah, let me cop a picture of the
really
flower
sick.
swoosh. Let me get the flower swoosh pic too, just so I
even
can
the
get
box.
it up for y'all.
It's giving off some like all those little flowers. Remind me of J Balvin and like his logos. Even comes with a Nike guitar pick, Nike concept guitar pick. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the things is like, what kind of weird gimmick can we put into it here? And I like the gimmick of it being just a bunch of different materials, but like the guitar pick, like, come on, dude, nobody cares.
Yeah, I like these ones better than the mellow colorway. The mellow colorway is a little bit more just that mellow. It doesn't have the camo. Instead of the camo, it's like a muted lime green colorway. Instead of the orange, it's a black bandana. It's just most of the colors on it are a little bit more muted and less loud.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's a double cop, boy. We've reached an hour on the stream here, man. We got to get along to the part that the people care about.
The songs.
You know what it is. The top 3. And this one is an interesting one, and one that's going to take a little bit of thought. So, top 3 songs you hate, but when you hear them, they're stuck in your head all day. Okay. That's a tough one.
It's a tough one, but it's a good one. It's one where you think about it. There's a lot of good songs out there, but they're not songs that come right to the top of your head.
All right, so give me the first one then. What's up?
I'm gonna go here. We're starting a new little tradition. So we'll go heads or tails. The Miller Lite logo, heads. The inner of the bottle cap is tails. And I came up with this idea, so I'm gonna let you call it in the air.
I hate it here.
I'm ready. Also, it's heads. It's heads.
It's heads.
I was like, I can't see it. It's beneath the video.
No,
all right, good.
You got first pick.
All right, here we go. So I'm gonna go off of just one that is probably not typical for something like this, but the "It's a Small World" song from Disney World theme parks. That shit, when I hear it, will get stuck in my head for the rest of the day, and I can actually feel it creeping into my head right now. So it really is a small world after all.
That's a very strong pick. Not one that came to mind. My 1-1 pick is Crazy Frog.
Ooh.
I hate that fucking song.
Bing,
but as
bing.
soon as I hear it, it's stuck in my head for hours and hours upon end. It's a terrible song, and it's never out of my head after I hear the actual song. I couldn't sing the song to you outside of the bing bing crazy frog. But if I hear the whole song, it's stuck in my head all day.
This might be a more controversial one, but "Wake Me Up When September Ends" by Green Day. As much as I fuck with Green Day, for some reason that song just always is annoying to me and never
very controversial
gets out of my head. Yeah, I know a lot of people will be upset about that one, but it is what it is, man. That song is on the list of ones that get stuck in my head that I don't like.
I like that song. A very interesting pick. We're going to go number 2. We're going to go to a Christmas music category. I'm not a fan of Christmas music. I don't really like it.
Shit. Yeah, I opened up my third pick a little bit. Okay.
I like hearing new music and finding new music and listening to new music and old music. But when you hear the same fucking songs over and over and over again for 3 months every year, they grow on you. And there's one that's at the top of the list. It's a very easy.
I think I know what you're going for now. Yeah.
I think you know. We'll see. It's Dominic the Donkey. I can't stand that fucking song.
What? It's what?
Dominic the Donkey. It's Dominic the Donkey. You've never heard that song?
No, I've never heard that one time. I'm not gonna look it up. It sounds like it's
terrible song.
If it's gonna get stuck in my head and be terrible, I'm like, no. It's a Christmas song?
Mm-hmm. It's an Italian Christmas song. There's like 10 different versions of it, and all of them are trash. I cannot stand that song.
Italian Christmas song. That's so interesting. I mean, I'm conflicted as to whether I want to look it up or not, because it seems like a bad idea to look it up.
It's a bad idea. I'll tell you that right now. You're going to regret it if you look this song up.
I'm not going to look it up. And then we're going for the last one that's annoying and gets stuck in my head. That's tough. I mean, so I don't like a lot of like 80s hair metal, but it gets stuck in my head a lot. But I can't think of a good song to like. So I'm just going to say every single song by the band Rush. I find it extremely annoying, but they are catchy. So I'm just going to lump them all together. Every song by the band Rush, can't do it.
I honestly can't think of a Rush song off the top of my head.
Exactly. But I know if they came on, they'd be in my head. You know what I mean? I have no clue what even a Rush song name is.
To round out, I have an equally probably controversial pick as Wake Me Up When September Ends.
I need that.
Bodak Yellow by Cardi B.
Oh, you wanted to. These are
I like Cardi B. I fuck with a lot of Cardi B's music. But I hate that song.
I think I loved that song originally when I first heard it, like the very first time I heard it. And then for the next 2 years when it was played on absolute repeat, I hated it. But now that I don't hear it anymore, I'm kind of back to I'm down. I fuck with that song. That's actually probably one of my more favorite Cardi B songs. I'm not going to lie. She killed.
Honorable mention to Fancy, Black Widow, and pretty much any Iggy Azalea song.
Yeah. I'm so fancy. All right.
On to the good songs.
Yeah, it's time to get to the playlist. I started the top 3, so you gotta start the playlist for the week. What's the
I like that. We can run it back. We're gonna start with a kind of a teenage angsty song. State Champs is a band out of New York that was definitely a Vans Warped Tour band. I feel like I saw them on the bill at Vans Warped Tour, but never really listened to their music. But they came out with what I believe is a single off of an upcoming album called Everybody But You. And it's a jam, dude. It's one of those blast in the car on the way home from work and get those serotonin levels up. So this is Everybody But You by the State Champs.
So also, before we play it, I feel like we should also talk about our new way to try to get around the bots here with the YouTube bullshit. So what I'm going to do is just probably skip to the middle of the song and just play like a 9-10 second part of it. Is that like a vibe? Just see what happens?
Yeah, I was going to say my thought was like start somewhere in the middle of the song.
Yep.
And like play like 9 seconds, fade out for a couple seconds. We'll talk over it like kind of the whole time. But if you play 9 seconds, fade it out for like 2, play 9 seconds, fade it out for 2, play 9 seconds. My thought is that fading it in and out should hopefully skirt past the bots.
Also, if we could just like play it for 9 seconds and then just start talking over it. Like I could pull the volume down and then you just keep talking about State Champs for a second.
Yeah.
All right.
That should work too.
All right, here we go. State Champs.
So turn the music up louder. Tell everybody come through. 'Cause I'm having a party. Inviting everybody but you.
That's all right. Even just off of the 9-second part there, like I really do fuck with it.
So much angst, dude.
So all the
That
angst.
sounds like something that I should be listening to while wearing a Metal Militia hat, a Zoo York cutoff, cargo shorts, and some etnies in moshing with a bunch of high schoolers in a Tinley Park parking lot.
Hell yes. Warped Tour vibes.
I think I painted a very good picture there.
That's exactly what I miss. Warped Tour, man. I've been looking for that vibe since we left the last one. You know what I mean? Never knew it wasn't coming back.
Since we almost died at that Asking Alexandria show.
Big fan of almost dying at state champs. Asking Alexandria, just kidding. Okay, my first pick for this week is actually I wanted to revisit an artist from last week because Nigo, who we found out is Mr. Bape creator himself, has been releasing more and more singles, I guess leading up to an album here. But Pusha T, who's also releasing a bunch of singles, is on the newest single here. So I'm really excited to hear what Nigo's cooking up with Push. And this is Hear Me Clearly by Nigo and Pusha T.
Allowed, no phones allowed. Cell towers go ping from the nearest cloud. My Jansporters, my transporters, and Jan's daughter, who put up extra bed sheets to block the
fact that
camcorders.
this dude is so talented that he can start Bape, one of the most well-known and famous streetwear brands and companies in the globe, and he's also just a record producer like this and tapped in with all these people is wild to me.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he's definitely tapped in because of, the fashion stuff, but he doing the research on this guy, I had seen he has a album that came out in 2000 called Ape Sounds, and it's fucking tight too. That one's just beats though, so that's not actually.
Oh shit, he founded Billionaire Boys Club too.
Jesus, we learn more about this guy every fucking time. But
I want to meet this man.
Right? Yeah, that's definitely on the bucket list. Like meeting Nigo. I don't know what his actual name is. I guess we address him as such. But what's the next song, man?
Next up, let's see. We'll go hip hop. So this is a song from Boslin, I think is how you say his name, maybe Boslin.
Yeah, I feel like I read it as Boslin, yeah.
Boslin signed to Universal Music Group. So he's based out of Vancouver.
Okay.
And this is a little single he dropped maybe a week or two ago called Levels. Some big bass vibes. Almost like a little Travis Scotty, but just a little bit less on the synths on the vocals.
All right, here we go.
My God, oh God, this is on a God level. The sun, the sky, you can see the vibe, nigga. We ride the high, always on the high.
Oh, I'm definitely hearing the Travis Scott vibes already. I definitely feel like I'm saying, yeah, that's very Travis Scott. Like, is that cool to have influenced the generation to that level where people love sounding like that, or is
I mean, I think it's dope for Travis Scott. I mean, I would love to be at his level to be able to say I'm influenced on all these other artists. I will say I like this type of vocals more than the full-on Travis Scott vocals.
where it's
I
just
like how you
100% auto-tune 100% of the time?
Yeah, like Travis, I like Travis Scott and I like a lot of his music and a lot of the albums he's put out, but some of his songs just get too, and the same thing with Future, they get too auto-tuned.
Yeah.
Where it sounds like all choppy and like kind of fucked up.
Yeah. No, I definitely hear that.
I think
Warbles.
is a good balance where it's like you still get his actual vocals, but there's definitely some auto-tune, some reverb, and some like levels balancing in there that makes it sound good.
I agree. Yeah, no, that's sick. Like, I definitely fuck with that. Bolson levels. I had to go with a homie for the next one here. So I got Meese on the banner. If y'all know Meese, he originally from Illinois, I think, moved out to Nashville, now lives out in L.A., living the dream with a bunch of people in that Vice Paradise group. If you haven't heard of Vice Paradise, look them up. They're great. Homies of the show. But this is Meese, PSP.
Meese is really good
Fuck on
flag.
senoritas.
Never know, man.
On pressure, I hit buzzer beaters. Out in Cali with my boys getting high, eating gorditas. They used to be broke, eating whatever they feed us. Told y'all we be rich, but nobody will believe us. I'm the first one awake and the last one.
You
Bro, I
still
fuck
gotta
with
treat
that.
it like Meese is gonna get us fucking.
I haven't heard that song yet. That's dope.
Yeah, I think it came out like a week ago, but definitely a new video came out recently, and all the Meese songs are great. Like,
gonna
Meese
have
is
to
an
check
underrated
that
artist, 100%.
Is he signed to a label or anything, or is he still
Hell
doing
no.
shit independent?
Super independent. Like I said, working with those Vice Paradise guys. Do you know Vice Paradise? You been messing with them?
No, sir. Put me on.
So they have 2 albums out now, I believe, but it's like 8 to 10 people at any point. They go by VP, and they're absolutely dope. I mean, Meese is, I think, one of the bigger producers for the group.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, he does vocals for them, too. But, yeah, both Meese, it's MEES with an exclamation point, and Vice Paradise. Those are homework for the squad.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go check them out. Who we got next?
Last
Banks.
one. Yep.
Banks, a singer-songwriter out of, I think, probably based out of LA. At least that's what the good old Wikipedia is telling me.
Something like that.
This is her single called "Holding Back." It's the synths. I think that's the right word. And her vocals right in the beginning and in the refrain and the hook. It's a bop. I think I put this one on my Instagram story maybe last week. On the playlist. Big fan of this song. Banks, this is Holding Back.
You loved and late. I wrote you a melody. Can't you see that?
I feel like that's almost
Oh,
like a Chance the Rapper feature.
It's sad. Like, I could see Chance putting a verse on that song. It has maybe like some Francis and the Lights vibes to it.
Oh, yeah.
With
Yeah.
the instrumental and the production.
Respect to that.
It's-
No, I like that, yeah.
Definitely some Ellie Goulding vibes too. Like some Lights Ellie Goulding vibes.
Yeah. Ellie Goulding mixed with Francis and the Lights, mixed with Chance the Rapper.
And you get
Ellie
Banks,
and a Chance
dope
of
ass
Lights.
song.
Yeah. I'm
Ellie
with
and a
that
Chance
shit.
of Lights.
Hell yeah. Dude, I've been fucking with Banks for a minute, and it's not that I will hear new Banks songs that come out, but anything that I do hear by Banks, I'm like, yeah, this is dope.
Yeah, I'd never heard of her before I found that song. I'm a big fan now. Though.
I think mostly I heard remixes. There were a lot of Banks remixes back when like dubstep and like festival trap were big things. I feel like a lot of those people did remixes of Banks songs.
I could see that.
All right, last one. New Vince Staples hit the goddamn airwaves. What's it? It's Ramona Park Broke My Heart or something is the new album he's got dropping, but only one single so far from it. This is called Magic, featuring Mustard. Not DJ Mustard, just Mustard. Good name choice there, guy. Here we go. Magic by Vince Staples.
Feeling like I'm floating to the ceiling, is it magic? Baby, tell me why you disappearing, is it magic? I won't never tell him how I did it was magic.
And I'm gonna go ahead and cut it early because I know for a fact that this is one that's gonna
That
go.
one
So,
will
yeah,
go
I'm like, let's go
100%.
let's go ahead and start talking
I
over it
haven't-
right away.
I don't think
yeah.
I've heard that song yet.
It just came out. It's fire.
But what was... He had a song, or maybe he was featured on something recently
Really?
that I was a big fan of. He had a song on the Black Panther soundtrack. I know that one.
Something else recent. I haven't heard too much
shit, I
Vince
can't find it.
recently.
Oh, well.
Besides that, I mean, the last Vince album was great too. He's just elevating the style, man, the art. You gotta respect Vince coming out here and making what he wants, not necessarily what everybody else wants to hear. You know?
Oh, I'm thinking of Joey Badass. That's what I'm thinking about.
Oh yeah. Joey Badass has
Yeah.
put out some great stuff recently.
He's got an album coming too.
Hell yeah! This is about to be a good couple months here for music. I mean, I know springtime always is, but I'm excited for what's coming up, man. I think we're gonna
There's
end the
gotta
show
be-
on a good
I'm
note.
telling you,
Yeah.
there's a new ASAP album coming soon.
Oh, I'm sure.
New ASAP, new Kendrick. Those are the big two.
Yup.
New
Let's
Joey
go.
Badass, new Vince
Yup.
Staples. It's gonna be a good
Yup.
summer.
Hell yeah!
New
I'm so
music on the
excited.
way.
Even if the World War III tears us all down, at least we're gonna die with new Kendrick in our ears. You know what I mean?
At least we got music. We got any local shows coming up we can plug? Any of the homies got anything coming up? I know you said There's some boys at Junebug that got a show this weekend.
Yes, sir. Broken Souls Cult. If you know it, if you're into the Chicago like emo rap, hardcore rap thing, Broken Souls Cult is definitely your vibe. I played one of their shows more recently, and they're just a absolute ragers. You know what I mean? There's no other way to describe it. But that is on Saturday. They actually have a couple of shows coming up over the course of this month. What else is going on? I'm DJing a little show Friday. If you ain't got nothing to do, come slide out. You gotta hit me up. Yeah, Grand Ave. Hit me up for the address. I don't know. Not too much going on. It's kind of a light week, honestly. What are you going to do?
Well, we're going to be in Chicago. We're going to be tearing it up for St. Patty's.
Yes.
The early St. Patty's. So if you're in town, hit up your boy.
Yes.
Link up. Go see the river, get dyed green, and then go throw some black on top of that green and go rage with the cult.
Yes.
Anything else we need to plug or add?
I was I feel like that's. Yeah, I was trying to think. Is that it? Do we just do an ending now, or is that like?
That's episode 3.
Whoa!
And now you know.
And now you know. It feels so good to say that shit. You know what I mean?
Especially now that we're actually putting these motherfuckers out.
Information from the uninformed, or whatever.
For all of you 65, 30 some people that have watched episode 1, episode 2, keep the streams going, share it, tag me and Mikey, and tag Multiband, tag the whole fam.
Bet.
And keep watching because we're having a lot of fun doing this. We appreciate all the feedback. Positive. Keep the negative feedback to yourself. Ball that up, throw it away. And,
hold it inside forever,
keep tuning in.
Let's go. Have a good week. We'll see you next week. Now you know.
Peace.
Let's go.
Bye-bye.